While most families believe lower bills require uncomfortable sacrifices and deprivation, the Amish reduce household expenses by 60 to 80% through simple daily habits that improve life quality rather than diminishing it. These 10 practices save thousands annually without feeling like sacrifice at all. Early rising. The Amish wake with sunrise and sleep shortly after dark, aligning their schedules with natural light cycles that humans followed for millennia before electricity disrupted this ancient pattern. This simple habit eliminates most artificial lighting costs while providing health benefits that modern sleep science increasingly validates. Waking naturally with daylight starts the day without alarm clock stress. The body's cortisol levels rise naturally with morning sun exposure, providing energy without caffeine dependence. Evening darkness triggers melatonin production, creating drowsiness that leads to deep, restorative sleep impossible under artificial lighting. The electricity savings run $40 to $60 monthly from reduced lighting needs. More importantly, productivity increases during daylight hours when human bodies function optimally. Tasks accomplished in morning sunlight require less effort than identical work performed under electric lights at night. Modern culture considers late nights essential for entertainment and relaxation, viewing early sleep as sacrifice. The Amish experience something completely different: increased energy, better health, improved mood, and thousands saved annually. The supposed sacrifice actually represents upgrade to natural patterns our bodies prefer. Batch cooking. Rather than heating stoves or ovens multiple times daily, Amish women prepare entire weeks of meals during single cooking sessions. This batch preparation reduces fuel consumption dramatically while freeing time throughout the week for other productive activities. A wood-fired oven takes significant fuel and time to reach proper baking temperature. Heating it once to bake 6 loaves of bread, 3 casseroles, and multiple desserts uses far less wood than heating it 6 separate times. The same principle applies to stovetop cooking, where large pots of soup, beans, or stew provide meals for multiple days. The fuel savings reach $50 to $80 monthly depending on family size and heating costs. The time savings prove equally valuable, with daily cooking reduced to simple reheating rather than complete meal preparation from scratch. Modern convenience culture promotes fresh-cooked meals at every sitting, but batch cooking doesn't sacrifice quality. Food stored properly maintains taste and nutrition while eliminating the daily decision fatigue about what to prepare. The Amish experience less stress, more free time, and substantial savings without compromising meal quality that often exceeds hastily prepared daily cooking. Line drying. Electric clothes dryers rank among the highest energy consumers in modern homes, using intense heat to accomplish what sunshine and air provide free. The Amish maintain clotheslines where laundry dries naturally, eliminating $15 to $25 in monthly electricity costs while actually improving clothing quality. Sunshine acts as natural sanitizer, killing bacteria and removing odors without chemical additions. The ultraviolet light naturally bleaches whites brighter than any detergent. Fresh air scent beats artificial fragrances that coat fabrics with chemicals many people find irritating. The significant benefit involves clothing longevity. Drier heat damages fabric fibers, causing clothes to wear out 2 to 3 times faster than air-dried alternatives. A shirt lasting 3 years with machine drying might serve 8 or 9 years when line-dried. This extended lifespan multiplies savings far beyond the electricity costs avoided. The physical activity of hanging and retrieving laundry provides exercise that sedentary lifestyles desperately need. The outdoor time offers fresh air and vitamin D exposure, beneficial for health. Modern culture views dryers as essential convenience, but the Amish experience reveals multiple advantages: lower costs, better quality clothing lasting years longer, healthier fabrics, pleasant exercise, and the simple satisfaction of clothes dried by sun and wind rather than fossil fuel electricity. Seasonal eating. Rather than expecting strawberries in December and squash in June, Amish families eat foods during their natural growing seasons. This alignment with nature's rhythms provides the freshest, most nutritious options while eliminating the enormous costs of shipping, produce thousands of miles, or growing it in artificial conditions. Summer brings abundant vegetables from gardens, providing food almost free beyond seed and labor costs. Fall delivers apples, pears, and root vegetables that store naturally through winter. Spring offers fresh greens and early crops. Each season presents different foods, creating natural variety that prevents boredom without requiring exotic imports. The food savings reach $300 to $500 monthly compared to families purchasing whatever they want year-round. Beyond cost, seasonal produce offers superior nutrition since it's harvested ripe rather than picked early for shipping. The flavor differences prove dramatic when comparing local seasonal tomatoes to winter supermarket versions shipped from distant locations. Modern culture treats year-round availability of all foods as normal and seasonal limitation as deprivation. The Amish experience something different: anticipation that makes food special. The first strawberries of summer taste better because you haven't eaten them for 10 months. This natural variety creates excitement that constant availability eliminates, making everything. The Amish make at home what most families purchase: bread baked fresh daily, clothing sewn from fabric, furniture crafted in workshops, and countless other items that modern consumers consider impossible to produce personally. This making rather than buying reduces expenses by $400 to $600 monthly across multiple categories. Homemade bread costs perhaps 30 cents per loaf compared to $3 to $5 at stores. A family eating 2 loaves daily saves $300 monthly on bread alone. Homemade clothing costs 1/4 to 1/5 of retail prices. Furniture crafted in home workshops costs materials only, perhaps 20% of commercial furniture prices. The quality often exceeds store-bought alternatives. Homemade bread contains recognizable ingredients without preservatives or additives. Custom-sewn clothing fits properly rather than conforming to mass production patterns. Furniture built for specific spaces and needs outlasts particle board alternatives designed for obsolescence. The skills developed provide lifelong value impossible to quantify, but enormously beneficial. A woman who can sew saves thousands annually across her lifetime. A man who builds furniture might craft $50,000 worth of items during his years, all at material costs, totaling perhaps $8,000. Modern culture promotes purchasing everything as convenient, but the Amish experience reveals profound satisfaction in creating useful items with your own hands while building skills that provide independence from consumer economy. Heating strategically. Rather than maintaining 72 degrees throughout entire houses, Amish homes heat only central living areas where families gather. Bedrooms remain significantly cooler, sometimes reaching 45 to 50 degrees during winter nights. This strategic heating reduces winter fuel costs by $150 to $300 monthly. Wood stoves placed in main living areas create cozy gathering spaces where families naturally congregate. The heat radiates throughout the day as stoves burn wood harvested from family land or purchased locally at minimal cost. Upstairs bedrooms receive minimal heat, forcing family members under heavy quilts that provide warmth without burning fuel. The temperature variation proves healthier than constant heat. Bodies sleeping in cool rooms achieve deeper rest than those in overheated bedrooms. The morning chill encourages quick rising rather than lingering in bed. The need to stay near stoves creates family togetherness impossible when everyone disperses to individually heated rooms. Wood costs vary, but typically run far less than propane, natural gas, or electric heating. Families with forested land pay only labor for heating fuel. Those purchasing wood spend perhaps $500 to $800 annually for winter heating compared to $2,000 to $4,000 for conventional systems. Modern culture considers uniform temperature throughout homes essential comfort, but the Amish experience reveals benefits: lower costs, better sleep, closer families gathered near stoves, and the primal satisfaction of real fire providing heat rather than invisible forced air, walking everywhere. The Amish walk for errands under 2 miles and use horse buggies for longer distances, completely eliminating car ownership costs that consume $400 to $800 monthly in payments, insurance, fuel, and maintenance for typical American families. This walking integration provides exercise without gym memberships or dedicated workout time. Daily life includes enough physical activity to maintain health and fitness naturally. A trip to the neighbor's farm, walk to the community store, or journey to check distant fields accumulates miles of movement throughout each day. The slower travel pace creates community connections impossible at automotive speeds. Walking past neighbors generates conversation. Stopping to help someone becomes natural when you're not rushing by at 50 miles per hour. The social fabric strengthens through these constant interactions that cars prevent by isolating people in metal boxes. Horse buggies require feeding and care but cost far less than automotive transportation. A buggy and horse might represent $3,000 initial investment lasting 20 years with proper maintenance. The annual costs for feed and care run perhaps $800 to $1,200, a fraction of automotive expenses. Modern culture views cars as essential freedom, but the Amish experience reveals different freedoms. Freedom from debt payments, freedom from insurance companies, freedom from gas price fluctuations, and freedom to enjoy journeys rather than just rushing to destinations. Sharing resources, rather than each family owning every tool and piece of equipment individually, Amish communities share expensive items freely among members. This collective approach reduces individual ownership costs by $100 to $200 monthly across various categories, while deepening relationships through mutual dependence. Specialized tools used occasionally get borrowed without formality or payment expectation. A family needing equipment for a single day simply asks neighbors who own it, using it freely, then returning it in good condition. The informal sharing extends to vehicles, farm equipment, and even bulk food purchases split among multiple households. The storage space freed by not owning everything proves valuable. Homes remain uncluttered without tools and equipment, gathering dust between infrequent uses. The money saved from not purchasing items used twice yearly accumulates into substantial amounts. The relationship benefits exceed financial savings. Borrowing creates opportunities for interaction and gratitude. Lending demonstrates generosity and trust. The network of mutual assistance becomes a safety net when genuine crisis strikes and families need substantial help rather than just tool loans. Modern culture promotes individual ownership as independence and pride, but the Amish experience reveals that sharing creates interdependence that strengthens rather than weakens communities, while providing access to resources no single family could afford independently. Maintaining constantly. The Amish approach to possessions involves daily attention that prevents small problems from becoming major failures, requiring expensive repairs or complete replacement. This constant maintenance reduces repair costs by $200 to $400 monthly while ensuring possessions last multiple generations. Every evening, men check equipment for loose bolts, worn parts, or developing problems. Morning inspections reveal issues before work begins. This vigilance catches failures early when fixes remain simple and cheap rather than waiting until catastrophic breakdown requires emergency intervention. Tools get cleaned, sharpened, and oiled after each use. Buildings receive immediate attention when leaks appear or paint begins failing. Furniture gets tightened and adjusted before joints separate. This consistent care prevents the deterioration that destroys possessions when neglect allows damage to the compound. The time investment amounts to perhaps 30 minutes daily across all maintenance tasks. This small commitment prevents the hours spent dealing with major failures and the substantial costs of replacing items that proper maintenance would have preserved indefinitely. Modern culture operates on an ignore until broken approach that generates continuous replacement expenses. But the Amish experience demonstrates that attention prevents problems while building understanding of how things work and what they need to function optimally across decades of service. Entertainment-free living. Amish homes contain no televisions, streaming services, gaming systems, or other entertainment technology that consumes $100 to $200 monthly in subscriptions and electricity for typical American households. This entertainment elimination creates space for family conversation, productive work, and community relationships that provide satisfaction passive consumption cannot match. Evening hours get filled with conversation around kitchen tables, productive activities like sewing or woodworking, or simple rest after demanding physical labor. Children play creatively rather than consuming manufactured entertainment. Families interact genuinely rather than sitting silently before screens.